These are all of the golf balls that you can buy from the biggest manufacturers in the business. And to find out which one's the best, the first big question is, which one goes the furthest? While I do that, let me tell you how this will work. From our 8 brands, we've split their balls into distance and control. They'll go into their own separate games to work out which 4 from each category perform the best. They will then go into 2 more challenges where 2 balls will be eliminated each time until there are only 2 left. And to decide our winner, there'll be a 3-hole match going head to head. So let's see the results from the first challenge. And we've got our 4 longest balls right here, as I imagine the TaylorMade and the Pro V1X from Titleist performing at the top as they should be. But the surprises were the Seed X1 and the Mizuno Pro X. Both of these balls hitting way past some big names in the industry and putting themselves at the top of the distance leaderboard. So we have found our 4 best balls for distance, and now we are moving on to our control and spin test from long irons. And for this test, we're going to be looking at 3 main metrics: backspin, descent angle, and rollout. I'll also be keeping an eye on how the golf ball feels, as I did in this clip. Yeah, not a big fan of this ball. Just feels heavier, spin rate's a little bit all over the shop, consistency's not great. Thinned again. Drag that one left. Beauty. So we have found our 4 best balls for spin and control from longer distances, and I'll walk you through what each of them I liked most. So the Pro V1, obviously at the top, got that soft feel, but also that quite firm click when you hit it. Spin control, really good consistency in the air. The ball flight didn't balloon too much, had a really nice amount of stopping power as well for the amount of spin that it was giving off. The TaylorMade TB5 pretty much mirrored that. The Mizuno S surprisingly also mirrored that, although the feel I'd say is just like a touch firmer than the Pro V1 and the TP5. But the spin performance and the control performance from this Mizuno I thought was really impressive. The surprise ball for me was the Vice Pro Plus, a different feel from the other 3 balls, which are a little bit firmer but with that soft hint. And I think the performance that it gave was slightly higher spin, a lot more stopping power, but the consistency was really good. So we found our 8 best balls for distance and long game control. So now it's time to move to the short game to continue our quest for the best golf ball. The next challenge is going to be a 50-yard chip, a difficult but also quite an easy challenge. But the purpose of this challenge is just to see the stopping power of the ball and the control that it has from a shorter chipping distance. 2 balls are going to be eliminated from this challenge, and then we're going to move to around the green to eliminate 2 more. So let's start with the TP5X. That's a nice shot. It's difficult to get the ball to land. Wow, that one didn't want to stop at all. Now the Pro V1s. Just skipped on through. Now we've got the Vice Pro Plus. Oof. Bite. Didn't want to stop on that one. Pro V1s. Wow, that's flush. Wow, that stopped even before the green. Oh, so that's the end of the 50-yard test, and 2 I was very impressed by. Pro V1, unsurprising, best ball in the market. But the Mizuno Pro X, obviously there's been a lot of hype about the Mizuno golf balls, but I did not expect it to perform that well from 50 yards out. That being said, the 2 that I didn't find particularly impressive and which are going to be eliminated from the process, TP5X. Not to say that this isn't a brilliant golf ball. Another ball that didn't perform well and is out of the process is the Seed X1. just didn't have the grip, had a lot of rollout from 50 yards, especially when I was hitting at the same landing spots as some of the softer balls. Again, amazing in the simulator. Long drives, the control from long distance, fantastic. But in this test, these are the two that are going out. For the second part of the short game challenge, I moved to around the green, where I tested chipping and spin control from shorter tight lies, some longer lies where I hit shots in the air like I did, and around the bunker too. I gave each ball a test from the shorter lies, the longer lies, and in the bunker. Yeah. So here are a few clips of me hitting balls. That's got grip on it, doesn't it? That's got real grip. Including this amazing shot with the TP5. Closer. Oh, get in. Oh! So we finished our next to the green chipping challenge. I saw some really impressive balls there, but we had two quite significant and standing out losers of that test. One was the Vice Pro Plus. Just didn't have much grab on it at all. Out of the bunker performed okay, but I think out of the bunkers you can generate quite a lot of spin on any sort of ball, so it does have that sort of power. And the same with the Mizuno Pro S. Not much grab on it, especially when I was just launching that thing up in the air and trying to stop it. Just didn't want to grab, even on these sort of wet, soft and an uphill green from where I'm pitching into. Didn't want to grab, so these two are out of the process. So now we've brought our 8 down to 4, and to get to our final 2, we're going to move to the putting surface. So we have 4 golf balls left: the Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1 X, the Mizuno Pro X, and the TaylorMade TP5. Now this last challenge, most of picking a golf ball is all about putting feel. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to have a look around, see what these balls offer on the green when I look down on them, and I'll tell you how I feel. If I hit the Titleist and the Mizuno back to back, it's actually very difficult to feel the difference between the two. I think ultimately if you're trying to choose a golf ball that you like, that you're trying to decide, it's chuck them all down and see which one immediately stands out. If you then go to the TP5 and the Pro V1X, Pro V1X has that light click, TP5 has that quite nice, soft. So I've made my decision about what ball I want to take through. TP5 is a definite yes. I love how easy it feels to manipulate. That's what I like most about this ball, especially on the chipping challenges before. And just with those putts there, it just felt like I was really connecting with the ball and not just hitting it. Pro V1X, for that reason, is not going through. I just felt like I was hitting something that was too solid. I didn't feel like I could work with the ball. I felt like I had to do what the ball wanted me to do. TP5, I felt like it would work to what I want. And then between the Mizuno and the Pro V1, they're pretty much the same ball. So I think for me, I'm just going to go with what looks cooler, and that's 100% the Mizuno. And that concludes our 4 challenges in finding the best ball. So now the only thing that's left to do is head to the 3-hole matchup. Over these 3 holes, all I wanted to do was focus on how the ball was feeling coming off the face and how it reacted to the conditions I was playing in. It's crazy how similar these balls are feeling. I tested in a best ball format to make sure the balls were getting the same shots every time, and so I could immediately compare the feeling and the result of each shot against the ball I was playing. Okay, so the first hole is done, and I've just hit an absolutely insane... Oh, missed the putt. Anyway, that TP5 shot was just absolutely incredible. Yeah, they're both feeling very similar on the putts as well. But thoughts on the first hole, I think the TP5 just felt a little bit more closer to home for me. It felt like I could do more with the ball, but I've only done 1 hole, let's carry on. So we're just finishing off the second hole. Landed a little bit short of the green here and just putting on. Oh, they are fast on this green. But I've been thinking a lot about ball flight, especially watching these 2 balls fly on par 4s. Well, that's got a chance. Oh! I think the Mizuno has a really steady ball flight, but the TaylorMade, the TP5, it just stays rock solid in the air. It feels really comfortable to watch in the air. It's quite a windy day out today as well, and the fact that it hasn't really been affected, or it's not given that ballooning ball flight, or it's not being really rocked in the air, is a really strong sign that it's going to be the ball that we choose today. So last hole I'm hitting these 2 little wedge shots, just as we did in the challenge before. Now it's a nice little rollout, but it's clear to me the ball that I want to be placing as today's winner, and that's the TP5. I think here, if I just focus on the feeling, focus on the control, flight it in the air a bit. It's just such a beautiful ball to be able to control in the air around the green. I think the flight as well is what most impressed me today. It's windy, it didn't have that ballooning, it held its position. So today it's our winner. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you learned something, maybe found a ball that we didn't choose today, but one that suited your game. But stay tuned for the next video.